them, I usually add missing, if they say missing, so-and-so, I'll add those, but very rarely do I request people for my friends anymore because I don't know who to trust.
Well, some of those missing ones are made by AXJ, eh?
You're cutting out.
Some of those missing persons ones were made by AXJ.
Yeah, and I got rid of all those, like Madeline McCann and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so many people on block right now. I hope to God they never tell you can't block anymore. I block every time I see somebody that, when you post in there that this is an affiliate of AXJ, most of the time I've already blocked them. But if if one slips through, then I go ahead and block them.
Good.
Because I want nothing to do with any of them. I don't want to even think of their names. They're disgusting pigs in my book.
Yep. Yeah, and they even got people involved in there that don't even believe what's happening. Like, and they're clueless that they're attached right now to a hidden pedophile ring, and they're innocent and they don't know what's going on.
And I don't understand that.
It's because John Astor, have you ever heard the way he talks? He's very smooth, very good. He's got a soft voice. He's very persuasive. He knows the psychology of speaking to one person and how to coax them. He can play on a person's subconscious is what he can do.
Well, he tried to coax me in the beginning, but I don't know what it was, John. I guess it was my gut instinct.
Yeah, some of us have it stronger than others, and you were one of the smart ones that were able to not fall for his bullshit and his shenanigans.
Something just didn't set right with him, and I checked into him, and I was floored when I saw the information about him. I was like, and this guy's running an organization?
No shit.
He's a lunatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, he screwed up meeting me.
Keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
Oh, I'm not. I'm definitely not. But if you can find other people to come and forward and talk more about it, some people that are willing to talk openly on a show about what they've experienced with AXJ, that'll also help me crush them.
You're cutting out again.
If you can get people to call the show, if you can find some people willing to call and expose more about what happened to them from AXJ, that'd be cool.
Oh, I'd be glad to talk on your show. I don't have the name of the person that told me to stop, but I'd be glad, to talk on your show anonymously. I don't want to use my name, but I'd be glad to talk on your show and say, this is how I started. I started working with missing persons. This is what happened, and this is where I'm at now. I mean, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, okay. That's what I do recommend is that you don't say your name. When it comes to this, it's best.
You're cutting out again.
It's best that you don't say your name when you do this.
No, and nobody knows my voice. I've only done a few shows for the missing, and I don't think anybody would, recognize my voice.
And I wouldn't say shit.
I want them stopped.
Mm-hmm.
I want all those son of a bitches stopped.
Like where I say in the group where it says I have 7 members of AXJ that are scared to leave because they're worried, it's actually a bluff. Did you hear me?
No, you cut out again. I'm sorry.
Where I say in the group that I have 7 AXJ members that are scared to come forward, or scared to leave, I should say, I'm actually lying.
Oh, that was a bluff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why I said that is because they're always spying on our groups, right? So I said that because it's going to make them wonder. It's going to make them turn against each other. It's going to make everybody cautious about one another who's in AXJ. And they're not going to be able to...
Okay, I can hear you now. You keep cutting out.
And they're not going to be able to trust each other.
No, they're not. And that's good. I'm glad you did that.
That's right. They're going to be wondering who it
Glad
is
you did that.
because I'm not mentioning any names. They're scared to leave because they know what's wrong and da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, it's going to make them wonder.
Do you know how many he's got backing him up? Do you have any clue?
Not very many.
Not very many?
No.
Because I know he had, when like 3 years ago or whatever, when I was, checking his groups and stuff, he had, like close to 1,000 people.
Nope. It's not even anywhere near that now. I crushed that right out. He's down to 100, 200.
Good.
Good. There's only one group that has 1,000 something, and it's called AXJ Body Snatchers.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. It's not a very clever name, that's for sure.
No, I would guess not. No, and I don't know if you remember, but I sent you the information about Chris Wardle.
Oh yeah.
Because after I had added John Astor and I started reading stuff about him, I read about Chris Wardle and then his cousin Luke's dad.
Yeah. Michael Berger. Yep.
Right. And I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing or seeing, should I say. I mean, these guys are all sick bastards.
Well, I even got John Astor accidentally telling me he's a pedophile on recording.
I saw that.
Like, I talked to him in such a way that I even made him slip. Like, and
Not as smart as he thinks he is.
And he says that I cut and pasted it, and I'm like, okay, well, if you take math and formulate it, did you know that you can't even get those phrases out of just a normal everyday conversation, even talking about pedophiles? You can't. Listen to how he phrases it. How do you cut and paste that? You can't.
No.
Like, the guy's so full of shit, and people actually believe him when he says that. Oh, he cut and pasted it. My name is Joan Aston. I'm not a pedophile.
Do you know that Jennifer girl?
Jennifer.
Madero?
That's funny. I think I was getting an email from somebody named that. I'm looking.
I don't know. She requested my friendship, and I added her not long ago. And then she took me off her friends list, and that was after I started posting some stuff about AXJ on my page. I'm not sure about
Jennifer,
her.
was she a black picture? Like a black woman in the profile picture?
No.
I think.
No, she looks like Spanish.
Oh, nope. Don't know. I think it's just another fake profile. There's a bunch of these fake profiles too that are in the groups that are made by AXJ like members, so it makes the groups look larger than what they are. So if each member, say, creates 4 or 5 fake profiles and then all throws them into one group, look at how many people are going to think that that's how many members there are in that group.
Well, and I know that John Astor has done that many times. I know he's mimicked being a woman because I've seen it before.
Yeah, so have I.
I mean, he's just, he's the low of the totem pole because he, the only way he can get more support is by making fake profiles, and, it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, these bastards can't be rehabilitated. I worked in a correctional facility for a while, and I was around these perps, and they're twisted son of a bitches.
Oh, yeah.
And, they don't change. And as a survivor like I do, we know how we grew up in our life and how we felt in our life. And, yeah, we have to move on, but it's something we will never forget.
No.
And it still pisses me off. I'm 54 years old, but I'm still pissed off. And I guess I always will be. because that's just something that you can't just easily forget about.
No, it's changed our life into something different than it could have been.
And that's why I do what I do now, John, because, I've been a nurse for a lot of years, and now I can't work anymore. So this is my passion. I want to help people.
Me too.
And I just want to get the scumbags out of there and let people realize that these people are don't need to be your friends because all they want is your money.
Or more people, or more people, so they look like a really good front, good cover.
Well, I saw that they were having some kind of a meeting in a hotel or something, and they were charging people.
Charging
Did
people.
you see that? Yeah, for like a weekend retreat.
Nope. Oh. Wait, yeah, I think I did. On a cruise line or some shit?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was pathetic.
Yeah, I want them all erased. I want them all erased.
Oh, I'm working on it.
Well, and I really appreciate that. I just, I don't want you to think that I'm on their side. I don't ever want you to think that I'm on their side.
Well, here's my other tactic.
My other freaking happen.
My other tactic that's eventually going to happen is, because I build up all this information on pedophiles on social sites, I'm actually going to use them as ransom against Facebook and other social sites. And say, if you don't want this shit going out in the open, then you better ban all these fucks off the internet and off your fucking websites. I'll give you the list if you don't want this to go public.
Right.
And so that's how they're going to get fucking removed. Trust me. I'm going to get them all off Facebook. Because this is going to be a huge story that's going to make people stay off of social websites. Oh, definitely. It'll crush social sites. When they find out it's housing pedophiles left, right, and center, and they're using social sites, and it's so hard to find a pedophile on social sites. Yeah, it's going to scare the people, scare the public when I expose this shit.
Well, I think it was the end of last year is when I first saw some of your YouTube videos. And I don't know if it was December or whatever, and I was like, boy, this is great. This is great. And I have been periodically watching you on YouTube, and then all of a sudden with AXJ, I was like, oh yes, finally somebody's got the balls to try to shut these people down,
Yeah, I've been in some bigger shit in my life, man. This is just small potatoes. Fuck. Those guys are nothing.
Well, you've got a passion in your heart, and you want to protect people, but that makes all the difference in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
And I am. And there's people that just don't understand it. They won't like me because of the way I talk or because I swear too much. Well, I'm sorry that you're socially programmed to worry about swearing when I'm actually pointing out bigger issues with the language that I'm using, and you can't pay attention to that issue. But you're focusing on my language more so. That shows how fucked the world really is.
Right, because in most cases, most people do curse.
Yeah.
And the so-called, I'm a very big believer in God. I don't associate with the church. I associate with my faith.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many people that, quote, say they're Christians, and then they follow these assholes.
Yeah, I know.
And it makes no sense to me whatsoever. I mean, who else is going to protect these children, especially when we know what it was like to not be protected?
That's right. That's exactly right. And people don't understand it. They don't comprehend it. And they don't see that I'm doing something big, man. Like, big. Who's on Facebook doing this? Who's fighting this hard? Everybody talks the talk, but nobody really does any action. Everybody's, I'll start posting this or I'll post that. Well, how about getting off ass and actually attacking these issues? Attacking them. Not talking about them and bitching about them, but attacking them like I do.
Well, I've been afraid to post a lot about AXJ on my page